Do you use a tool for your daily stand-ups? And that's the agile daily stand-ups. I've never been in a team that has used any kind of online tools for daily stand-ups, but I'm exploring the idea. Over the years, we've moved from standing around reading dot points on note cards. You actually did that? To walking a board on Jira together. Both had positives and negatives that I feel like a tool could solve. I know there are options out there, but I'm wondering if anyone has any success with them or if you would still stick to in person Zoom. So, with that being said, here's how I'm going to answer this question. I'm going to start the clock first. I'm going to start the clock. But while tools are helpful, the more tools that I see being implemented and stuff like that, the less people use them and collaborate and stuff like that. So so when I am doing my coaching, if you're a tech barbarian, so I'm bringing you into a project so you can get experience on Scrum and Jira and Agile and all that good stuff, right? Docker, pretty much like learning how to test or build software. And I had set up a daily stand up bot where it sends a meeting or it sends a message in Slack in the morning so you can give your updates. And then after a certain amount of time, it gives a report. Well, would you be able to guess what the percentage of usages of that? Very, very low. I would say less than 25%. I do it every day because it is like for me, being organized, keeping track, being consistent is very important to me, right? But the part that I can't understand is for people who are dying, who are begging to get into tech, can't do they can't take 2 to 3 minutes to do a daily stand up. Now, that's why I actually appreciate, and you don't appreciate it until you see the other side. You don't appreciate it until you see the other side. I appreciate the daily stand up meetings, like when we're on Zoom or whatever the case may be. If we're in person, we're on Zoom, where we get to share our updates, we get to ask each other questions and things like that, as opposed to the bot. I am not a fan of the bot. The reason that I use the bot is because I work for a company. I have a regular 9 to 5 job and stuff like that. I cannot be doing daily stand ups with people outside of work. But the fact that you don't take the opportunity to get familiar with it, to train yourself of an easy way to do what you're gonna have to do every single day on the job that you're dying to get into, you're doing yourself a disservice. So, are there tools around stand-ups that could be helpful? Yes. But should they replace the actual ceremony? Because to me, someone asked me, like, what would you say is the most important agile ceremony? And some people will say the retrospective, some people will say the review, some people will say the planning, some people will say the what is that other meeting called? Refinement, the story refinement. I always go for the stand up meeting because that is where we get together on a daily basis and we see where like how we're progressing, if anybody needs help, if there's any blockers, what we did the day before, what we got accomplished the day before, what we plan on accomplishing the current day, how are we on track with our sprint goal? Is there anything else that we need to do? Is there anything else that came up? That is the spot to do it. So to me, that is the most important meeting to have. And now we can have tools that facilitate around it that might be able to take notes and send notes about it, whatever the case may be. But that meeting is essential in my book. Absolutely essential in my book. All right. So that part you're gonna figure out. Like, what is the tools that you want to use? How can you make it more efficient? But by all means, do not let it replace. Do not let it replace your daily Scrum meetings, your daily stand-ups, because you're going to be losing a lot of valuable information and insight and context to like because when you actually get together and you speak, and a few years ago I would have never said this, but when I went in, I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. People they want to gain experience, they're going to figure it out, and then nothing, right? So do yourself a favor, keep your meetings scheduled, and enjoy the fact that you can actually get together and communicate and talk and help each other out. Getting like, because at the end of the day, the number one goal is customer satisfaction, customer success, and customer satisfaction. Everything else is going to work from there. Okay, so consider it, and hopefully that brings some help and some insight into your question.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.